Hello, friend. Welcome to History ZZZ. We are glad you are here. Get comfortable. Let your body settle. Feel the weight of your arms, your legs, wherever you are resting. Let your shoulders drop. Unclench your jaw. There is nowhere you need to be right now. Nothing you need to do. Just breathe. In and out. In and out. Tonight we are going somewhere different. We are not going to watch history from a distance. We are going to be there. You are going to be there. Close your eyes. We are going to the year 1453, to a city on the edge of a continent, to the last night of the greatest empire the world had ever seen. You are standing on the walls of Constantinople. This is the last night of Rome. You are a soldier from Genoa. You crossed the sea 3 months ago on a merchant galley. You did not come for the cause. You came because there was money in it, and because men like you go where the fighting is. But now, standing on these walls in the dark, something has changed. These are not ordinary walls. The Theodosian walls of Constantinople are one of the great engineering feats of the ancient world. Built in the year 413, over 1,000 years ago. 3 layers deep, a moat, then a low outer wall, then the great inner wall, 12 meters high and 5 meters thick. They have never been taken, not by the Visigoths, not by the Avars, not by the Arabs who besieged this city for years at a time, not by the Bulgars, not by anyone. For 1,000 years, these walls stood. You run your hand along the stone beside you. It is cool, slightly damp from the night air. You can feel the individual blocks, each one larger than a grown man. Somewhere out in the darkness beyond the walls, 100,000 men are waiting. The siege has been going on for 53 days. Sultan Mehmed II arrived on the 23rd of March with the largest army the Ottomans had ever assembled. Some estimates put it at 80,000 men. Some say 100,000. Others say more. The city, by contrast, has fewer than 10,000 defenders. That includes everyone. Greek soldiers, Genoese mercenaries like you, Venetian sailors, Cretan archers, a scattering of Catalans and Castilians, and men from other places who came because they believed in something or needed the money or had nowhere else to go. 10,000 defenders against 100,000. The odds have never been good. Everyone here knew that from the beginning. But the walls were supposed to hold. The walls had always held. Then the cannons arrived. You heard the cannon before you saw it. On the 5th of April, 53 days ago, the Ottoman bombardment began. The sound of it, you still cannot describe it properly. Not a boom, more like the world itself cracking. The cannon Mehmed brought was designed by a Hungarian engineer named Urban. It is called the Basilica. It is the largest cannon ever built, 8 meters long, capable of firing a stone ball weighing over 500 kilograms. So large it takes 60 oxen to move. The walls that had stood for 1,000 years were not designed for this. The first time the basilica fired, people in the city panicked. Women fainted, children screamed, horses reared and ran. The ball hit the outer wall and a section the size of a house collapsed. Your commanders organized repair crews that night. Every morning before dawn, workers would go out in the dark and fill the gaps with rubble, timber, earth, whatever was available, and every day the cannon would fire again. For 53 days you have patched and held. But the wall at the Blacherne section, your section, is badly damaged now. You can see the cracks from where you stand. Torchlight catches the edges of loose stone. The city behind you is quiet tonight. It was not always quiet during the siege. In the first weeks, you could hear liturgical singing from the churches at night, candles in every window, priests in the streets leading processions, carrying icons through the neighborhoods. The city has been Christian for over 1,000 years. It is the city of Constantine the Great who built it. It is the city of Justinian who built the Hagia Sophia. It is the city that calls itself the Second Rome, and then the Third Rome, and then simply the city, Constantinople. 200,000 people live here, or used to. The population has shrunk over the centuries as the empire shrank around it. But the city itself remains vast. The forums, the hippodrome, the colonnaded streets, the great dome of the Hagia Sophia visible from the walls. Behind you, that dome is dark now. The candles are out. The city is waiting. You think about Emperor Constantine the 11th. You have seen him twice. He walks the walls at night sometimes, checking on the defenders. He is not a young man, but he carries himself like one, straight-backed, quiet, with the kind of calmness that either means courage or a man who has already made his peace. He has had many chances to leave. The Venetians offered him passage. The Pope sent letters urging him to evacuate. His advisors told him there was no shame in it. The empire had survived the loss of Constantinople before, briefly, during the Fourth Crusade. It could survive again. He refused. An emperor does not abandon his city, he said. Not while there are men willing to defend it. You remember the first time you heard that. You are a mercenary. You do not have strong feelings about emperors. You have worked for 6 of them. But something about the way he said it made you stay at your post a little longer that evening than you had planned. The night air is cool off the Bosphorus. You can smell the sea. You can smell wood smoke from the Ottoman camps, and underneath it, faintly, the smell of the city behind you. Old stone, church incense, the river, bread. It is a familiar smell now. Strange to think that 3 months ago you had never been here. Strange to think that 3 months ago this place was just a name on a map. You have been many places. Fought in Lombardy, in the Aegean, in a forgotten war in Dalmatia, whose name you have already half forgotten. You have seen cities burned and cities taken and cities abandoned to ruin. But you have never been anywhere like this. There is something about a city that has stood for 1,000 years. The weight of it. The accumulated presence of every person who ever lived and walked and prayed and died within these walls. You do not pray often, but tonight you find yourself doing something close to it. Quietly, without words exactly, just an attention directed somewhere beyond yourself. Let your breathing slow. You are on the walls. The stone beneath your boots is cool and solid. The air is still. Somewhere to the south, a chain of Byzantine ships blocks the entrance to the Golden Horn, the harbor that curves into the city's northern side. The chain has held. The Ottomans could not get their fleet past it. But 3 weeks ago, Mehmed did something no one had ever seen before. He built a road, not across land. He laid a road of greased logs over the hills north of the city, from the Bosphorus to the Golden Horn, a road that bypassed the chain entirely. And he moved his ships over the hills. 70 warships, hauled overland by oxen on greased timber tracks, lowered into the Golden Horn on the other side. When the people of Constantinople woke up that morning and saw Ottoman warships inside the harbor, inside the chain, there was a sound from the city you will never forget. Not screaming, not panic, silence. The specific silence of a city that has just understood something terrible. You close your eyes for a moment. Let yourself feel the stone of the battlement under your hands, the texture of it, each groove and edge. Breathe in. The night is quiet right now. This is the quiet before the thing that comes next. You have felt this before, the particular stillness before a battle, the way the world seems to pause. but for now, right now, it is only quiet. The stars are extraordinarily clear tonight. The Bosphorus reflects them, a second sky below. Somewhere in that water, fish are moving through the dark, indifferent to empires and sieges and the concerns of men. You have been alive for 31 years. You have seen quite a lot. You have never seen a night sky this clear. You notice that. You file it away somewhere in yourself. There is a man standing a few meters away from you on the wall. His name is Nikolaos. He is Greek, a local man, not a mercenary. He has a wife in the Fanar district and 2 children you have never seen. He pulled guard duty the same nights as you for the last 6 weeks. You do not share a language, not exactly. You have a pidgin between you, Genoese and Greek, mixed with hand gestures and the vocabulary of soldiers everywhere. He shared his bread with you once, 2 weeks ago when your rations were short. You shared your wine with him. Now you stand near each other in the dark, not speaking, watching the same stretch of darkness below the walls. There is a kind of companionship in this that requires no words. You have known it in other places with other men. The companionship of people who are waiting for the same thing in the same place at the same time. It is enough, more than enough. Breathe. Let the weight of your body settle completely into wherever you are resting. The stone of the walls, the dark beyond them, the stars above the Bosphorus. You think about the Hagia Sophia. You went inside it once, in the first week after your arrival. Your commander gave you an afternoon off, and you walked through the city and found yourself at the great doors. You are not a religious man, but you went in. The dome is 55 meters high. Almost 600 years old when it was built. It dates to the year 537. And when you stepped inside and looked up, all the thoughts in your head simply stopped. Not from awe, exactly. More like from the impossibility of it. The scale, the light coming through the windows at the base of the dome, the gold mosaics, the sensation that you are standing at the center of something that the entire physical world had organized itself around. You stood there for a long time. You are thinking about it now. Somewhere in the distance, a horn sounds from the Ottoman camp. Then another. You straighten. Nikolaos straightens beside you. It is not an unusual sound. They sound horns at intervals through the night. Changing of the watch, you have decided. Or a signal between commanders, or simply the kind of sound large armies make when they are waiting. It fades, silence again, but a different silence, more attentive. You look at Nikolaos, he looks at you. A small nod, no more than that. You both go back to watching the dark. The fires in the Ottoman camp are far away, a smear of orange along the horizon. Thousands of fires. More fires than you have ever seen in one place. The sheer number of them is something you do not dwell on. You have learned that in 53 days. You do not dwell on the numbers. Let your eyes be soft. Let the dark beyond the walls blur at the edges. You are here, but you are also beginning to drift. The body knows how to do this. The body knows how to find rest, even in hard places. Soldiers sleep in doorways, in ditches, on horseback. The body finds its way to stillness when stillness is allowed. The cool air moves slowly. The fires in the distance flicker. The stones of the wall hold you. You have done everything you can do. You have stood your post. You have mended the gaps. You have given what you have to give. For a few minutes, just a few, you allow yourself to rest in this, in the fact of having been here, in the fact of having done the thing. Breathe out. Let your shoulders fall. The city has been here for 1,000 years. That is not a small thing to hold in your mind. 1,000 years. The same walls, the same harbor, different people living different lives in the same streets, generation after generation, each one believing that the city would be there for the next generation too. Roman emperors walked these walls. Byzantine scholars copied manuscripts in the great libraries. Merchants from Venice and Genoa and the Arab world in China came through the markets. The first week before the Ottoman army arrived, you walked through the bazaar district near the harbor. Silk merchants, spice traders, a man selling caged birds, a woman reading fortunes, children chasing a dog, a city just being a city, 1,000 years of being a city. You think about all the people who walked these streets and never knew you would be here someday, standing on these walls in the last dark before the last dawn. Drift a little now. Let the images come and go. The dome of the Hagia Sophia, the chain across the harbor, the wall under your hands. The stone is still cool. The stars are still there. Somewhere below in the city, someone is probably awake. A mother with a baby, a monk at prayers, a baker already starting the morning bread. Cities never fully sleep. There is always someone awake, tending to whatever needs tending, keeping the fires going, watching the dark. You are one of those people tonight, the watcher in the dark. It is an ancient role. Someone has always stood on a high place at night and looked out and said, I am here, I am watching. You can rest, breathe, you can rest now, I am here. The history will not wait forever, but it will wait a little longer. Let me tell you what happens. In the early hours of May 29th, around 2 in the morning, Mehmed orders the final assault. It begins with the irregulars, Bashi bazooks, auxiliary soldiers, poorly armed and sent first to exhaust the defenders. They come in waves and the defenders hold them. Then come the Anatolian troops, better armed, better trained. The defenders hold again. Then the Janissaries, the elite corps, the best soldiers in the Ottoman army. The fighting at the walls goes on for hours. The defenders, 10,000 against 100,000, hold for longer than anyone has any right to expect. But a small gate is found unlocked. The Kirkoporta, a small postern gate in the northern wall. Someone left it unlatched during a sortie. A group of Ottoman soldiers finds it, slips through. They raise the Ottoman flag on a tower, and the defenders, seeing the flag inside the walls, understand what has happened. The wall has held, but the gate was open. Constantine XI, last emperor of Rome, tears off his imperial insignia when he hears the walls have been breached. He draws his sword. He walks toward the fighting. He is never seen again. His body is never definitively identified. There are stories that he died fighting at the breach, that he was buried in a mass grave, that he was secretly saved and spirited away by Greek monks, that he will return when the city needs him, as legends always say. No one knows. What is known is this: the last emperor of Rome walked into the battle and did not come back. The Roman Empire, in its long and complicated form, Western Rome falling in 476, Eastern Rome surviving another 1,000 years, ends on May 29th, 1453. Not with a treaty, not with a surrender, with an emperor walking toward the sound of swords. That is how 1,000 years ends. But that is not where we end tonight. We end here, on the wall, in the dark before the dawn. The assault has not yet begun. The stars are still out. The fires in the Ottoman camp still flicker in the distance. Nikolaos is still standing beside you. The city is still the city. The dome of the Hagia Sophia is still dark against the sky, but it is there. Enormous, certain, the single most beautiful building you have ever seen, even in silhouette, even in the dark. Let yourself be here for a moment, right here, on the wall that has stood for 1,000 years, with the stars above the Bosphorus, with the cool stone under your hands. Nothing has happened yet. It is still the night, and the night is very quiet. You are drifting now. The wall is still there, the stars are still there, Nikolaos is still there, but the edges are softening, the sounds are growing quieter, the fires in the distance blur into warm points of light. This is what rest feels like. Let it take you. The body knows what to do. The mind knows how to let go. The same way the stars do not try to shine, they simply are. You are here on these ancient walls. You have stood your post. You have done what was asked of you. Let the night hold you now. Breathe out, let go. The city will be taken. This is history. You know this. But knowing the end of something does not undo what it was. 1,000 years of scholarship, art, architecture, faith, argument, music, trade, love, and ordinary Tuesday afternoons. The manuscripts saved by monks who carried them to Italy, where they helped spark the Renaissance. The architectural knowledge that passed to Ottoman builders who raised their own extraordinary domes. The knowledge that cities fall and rise again. That what matters endures in forms we cannot always predict. Constantinople became Istanbul. The Hagia Sophia still stands. Everything that was made in that city, every idea, every image, every line of text, passed somewhere. Nothing is entirely lost. You are part of that too. This night, these walls, this watching, it passed somewhere. Sleep is very close now. The stone under your hands is warm from your touch. The stars above the Bosphorus are very clear. The fires in the distance are warm points of light. You have stopped thinking of them as threatening. They are just lights, distant, far away. Nikolaos shifts beside you, a quiet sound. The city breathes behind you. You breathe. In, out. The wall is solid. The night is holding everything. Let your mind go where it wants to go. Images half-formed. The dome. The stars, the water, let them come, let them go. You are safe. You are on the walls. The night is watching over you. Sleep now. The walls are holding. The stars are out. The city is breathing. Somewhere the emperor is walking his rounds. Somewhere the monks are at prayer. Somewhere a baker is already at work. The world is keeping itself. You have done your part. Let the night do the rest. You are here on the walls of Constantinople, on the last night of 1,000 years, and the night is beautiful. Sleep, rest, the stone is warm, the stars are still. History ZZ.